Hello. What's up? All right. All right. So I'm working on hold on, let me just focus the camera. I think that's better, maybe. I'm working on Safe Mode episode 9, and so it's just going to be me animating today, basically. I don't really have like a ton of energy, but I'll be reading the chat and stuff, so. The shot I'm working on is like kind of complicated, so. Oh my god. Back. There's a lot of layers to it, and basically the forks, the engine are all separate layers and stuff. So when I put it in After Effects, I can give him like a little bit of movement, like this, basically. That engine is basically, it doesn't exist. It's like a ball. It's kind of like a nuclear, I don't know what the hell it is, like a nuclear fusion piston thing. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it doesn't matter. It just looks cool. So basically, what I want to do is have the guy stand up, or not stand up, but he's like, his face is like inside the motorcycle mask thing. So he's gonna lean back and then like kind of like stand up, basically. So I have to do that movement because basically all I have is the bike moving forward, and I want him to like eject his head from the mask thing. I'm also thinking that I might put some like kind of like, I don't know what it is, like basically the bike is in stealth mode right now, and then when he ejects his head, or he's about to eject his head, like the whole bike lights up so he can like see his own motorcycle. But I thought it'd be cool if like there's like some indication in the headlights here that like the headlight angle or whatever like opens up even more, so that it like lights up the whole bike. So it just looks like there's some technological reason for why everything lights up, you know. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Lenny King, thank you for that. And how did I find my style? I mean, you don't really find, you just kind of just draw things. I just kind of just draw things how I like to draw them, and eventually you do it long enough, you kind of just naturally develop a style. You don't like really pick a style. I mean, like, I did choose like some restrictions, like color choices and stuff, but you just basically develop a style on your own by doing it long enough. You end up figuring out what you like to do. So it's not like really a conscious thing. I'm eating yogurt. I never used to like eat yogurt that much until I started going to the gym, and then you just need like copious amounts of protein, and yogurt is full of protein. It's also like good for your digestion and stuff, so you're not just like filling yourself up on eggs all the time. Like, I don't know what it is. Some guys like go to the gym and they just all they eat is like eggs and like cheese, and then they like leave disgusting like bathroom shits in the gym, and it's horrible. I'm like, fuck, can you guys seriously just like eat something that doesn't do that? Or go to the bathroom at home, for fuck's sakes. It's gross. Yeah, anyway, so what am I doing now? Okay, I gotta draw. Yeah, so I have to draw his body going up. And as you can see, you can pull his head up, and I'm not really crazy how I drew the face there, but I'm gonna redraw it probably. But his arms are all like separated. So, oops. So basically I'm going to animate the man or the woman or whoever is that person on the bike there. So I'm just gonna change this to figure animation. So that I don't screw up my original file in case because it took me a long time just to get this part done. Now I need to do the body animation. Okay. My mic is too sensitive, eh? Let me just adjust it. It's probably... I haven't like live streamed in a long time, so let me just turn the compressor off. Is that better? It's probably just like too like here in my throat and shit. Okay, so there we go. Just let me know if it's too quiet now. Are the typology of hatches you picked for the real world versus the interface intentional so that the interface feels more diluted? Yeah, so there's some things that I've consciously made decisions about to kind of distinguish the difference between what's in the interface versus the world that's outside of it. So like everything basically from interface doesn't take place within the interface, which is kind of counterintuitive, but it's like the real world. And then everything in safe mode is what takes place within the interface. And so you don't really notice that there's no like cerebral electricity inside the interface, apart from when like mischief transforms. But you don't see that stuff because you're like in the computer, like you shouldn't be seeing like the data basically that it uses to make up the world, because it's an artificial one. Like the real world, it's kind of confusing, but the real world is like the fucked up one where there's cerebral electricity all over the place. So that's one thing. Another thing is a lot more stuff just glitches out in safe mode. Like the backgrounds will just have like crazy wacky patterns, and the windows will be moving around and stuff, or the hatch pattern, or like the kind of like the comic book like stipple look is sort of how I distinguish the difference between. Well, that's actually not true, because there's a few shots that I did from. So don't listen to that. That's not true. It's hard to like it's hard to really distinguish between the two different worlds. I think that's one of the problems with it right now, but hopefully it's like sort of, I don't know, man. I don't really think about it too hard. It's kind of like a mood thing, you know. I'll try to be more like when I show a shot that's like outside of the interface, it kind of just like feels different somehow. I don't really know. Apart from just like not having cerebral electricity within save mode, that's the only thing really that distinguishes it. There's probably something else I'm just forgetting, but how do you do those textures in the line art? You mean like I don't know what you mean, like the squigginess of the line, like there's a little bit of a, it's just there's like, hold on. Of course, I updated this fucking software and now it's not showing anything. Okay, there's just like settings in here you can change, like the jitter and stuff, if that's what you mean. All I can do really is for like the music that inspires me is just to share like what I'm listening to at any given time. I've made a playlist here, so if you have Spotify, you can like listen to what I usually listen to, either at the gym or yeah. Okay, so I need to like do some work now, so I'm gonna just make some stuff here a little bit transparent. Maybe the first thing I should do is fix his face because it looks weird. Can you share your thick hair secrets? I don't know, man. I've been blessed with having a lot of hair on my head, and honestly, sometimes it's a bit too much because it gets all bunched up and shit. And the only thing I can say is I bought this like pomade or whatever. It's like kind of like a thick clay that kind of helps it be not frizzy. Head. Okay, so this is his head. D&D Oodles, thank you for the... What's your RuneScape username? You know, I had a friend once when I was like maybe like 12 or 13 or whatever, and he came over to my house and he like tried to get me into RuneScape, and he showed me it, and it was like a guy chopping wood for like 40 minutes. And I was just like, yeah, that looks cool. And then I never played RuneScape. Probably a good thing, because I don't know, man. I used to get like addicted to video games back then, and I wasted a lot of time doing like kind of pointless shit. But then eventually it all kind of made sense that grindy sort of video games are just not for me. So I don't really play those kind of games too much at all. These days, I don't even really play video games that much anymore, except in the wintertime on the couch in the evenings, because, you know, it's hard to like relax sometimes. I've been playing like all the Resident Evil games. I've been playing Resident Evil 4, which I played that one first. That was cool. I just finished Resident Evil 2, like the remake, the one that's in the police station. That was cool too. I liked how like it was a little bit more realistic than Resident Evil 4. But Resident Evil 4 had like more interesting boss fights, I think. Then I played Resident Evil The Village before, that's the second one, and it was alright. I was kind of disappointed with it a little bit because there were some things I liked about it, but it just felt like, I don't know what it was, so certain little small details about it were just like off. Like when you shoot the zombies in the village, like their animations for them kind of sucked. They would just like, it would look like something, like an arcade game from like from the early 2000s or something, you know? And the animations in Resident Evil 2 were like phenomenal. Like the zombies would like fall over in certain directions. You shoot them in the legs, their legs will fall off, whatever. So that was one thing. And also the sound effects for like the guns in the village were like really off. I don't know what it was. Like you would shoot something and it would sound like just wouldn't sound like a shotgun. It would sound like someone punching a bag or something. And some of the graphics were like slightly weird too. I don't know if it was my computer, but like certain objects would just be like, they would like stand out, like they weren't integrated properly into the environment. So anyway, whatever. I still thought it was kind of fun. I was a little bit disappointed by the Lady Dismaratu or whatever her name is, because I was like, oh my god, I love her, and then she dies so quickly in the game. You don't see her again. And then there's like that, I don't know, give me like fucking let's zooming in on shit. Sorry, just need to draw here. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there's like a baby scene in like a basement that like crawls out, and that was like probably the most disturbing part of the game, honestly. No, it was like fun, and then kind of like, I don't know, it was a weird one for me. I played Silent Hill 2, the remake, and I thought that was really, really well done. The only thing I didn't like about it was I felt like, I know it's like a remake and they're trying to make it as accurate as possible, but I felt like they could have added a few different more variants of like the monsters and stuff, because there was only like really like 5, and it was kind of like the same monster for like, until you get to like a boss fight basically. But eventually, like, you know, the guys that slither around on the ground, they're just kind of like, they looked kind of like odd, like like everything else about the game was visually phenomenal, but then like the monster would come out and be like this weird thing that like glitches around on the ground, and it didn't feel like it had the same polish as like the environments. Also, that like the cockroaches or whatever the hell those things were, they were like they kind of looked like they just threw them in like at the last moment, because they looked like something from like 1995 Doom or something. Like they were like, the polygons on them were fucked up, and then like they would like animate on the walls, but they would like fall, but without any physics, you know what I mean? Like they would just look off. Anyway, you played Cyberpunk? Yeah, I played like half of it and I got kind of bored, honestly. I don't know what it was. The story wasn't compelling for me, and too much shit, honestly. It was just like too much, and I'm getting to a point where if games have like way too much crafting and stuff, I just like, my eyes glaze over, because I don't know, it's just too much stuff going on, you know. And I'm not trying to like do rocket science here, trying to figure out my, you know, the skill tree. You know, I just want to play a video game. I don't want to be looking at menus. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like the thing that a lot of video games. Some people like that stuff. I personally find it just takes away from the enjoyment of trying to be an escapist game. I guess some people can be really into that stuff, but it's not really for me. So I never really finished that game. Right now I'm playing Last One Out, or Last Out, or whatever it's called, or it's like a prison game where you escape and you're like 2-player co-op. I'm playing it with Carolina, and one of the guys has like a really large nose, and you go to the Steam page for it, and it's just like everyone drawing the guy with a huge nose. It's kind of funny. The game's all right. It's just fun because of the co-op. It's the actual gameplay is pretty bad. It's just like press E basically, or mash the X button. It's not really a there's no challenge to that really, but just something to do in the winter when it's cold out and stuff. I think this guy's like mask is like too big or something, so I'm gonna just shrink it down a little bit. Doesn't really look mask-like. Looks more like the guy from RoboCop without his like helmet on. Yeah, so I'm gonna just do that. And then do some of that. Just fill this in here. There, it's a little bit better, I think. Except his jaw's also looking weird, so shrink that down. Chris Powell, thank you, dude. Okay. Just trim it off a little bit on the top there, I think. Okay, that looks a little bit better, I think. I mean, right now it's behind like the giant mask, so you don't even like see it really, but so I'm gonna just do some animation now where I move his head up, and then I'll okay, so right here, so body. And maybe I should do like the first and last frame. Let's pull all this stuff out here. I'm using a Wacom tablet because drawing with a mouse would be insane. I mean, at this point, Wacom tablets are basically the same price as a good quality mouse, so it doesn't really make any sense to not use one. Well, I mean, unless you're getting like the pro version or whatever. But, make any gains in the gym lately? I don't know what my like squat max is, but I've been getting up to like 2 plates, which is for me. I'm pretty happy with that. I can do more than 2 plates. I can do like probably like 2.5 if I really tried. But I don't want to like do something that's like dangerous. So I'm just like taking my time, and it took me like 2.5 years to get up to that point. I remember like one time when I first started going to the gym, like just like putting 25 pounds on as a squat was like making me winded. Like I was like gonna pass out or something. So pretty happy with that. I still go like 3 or 4 days a week when I'm not, like usually I animate in the morning and then I go in the late afternoon. And it's great because I need to do something physical. I can't just sit in a chair all day. That's like, I feel like I've actually like reversed my age, because I felt like old and wrinkly and like inflexible, you know what I mean? And so now it's like the polar opposite. Why is this a little scissors? Okay, hold on, let's go here. I'm gonna go zoom out here for something too zoomed in. Oh, that's why. Okay. So his head goes way too fucking high. I don't even know where it is right now. Oh, it's up here. Okay. Let's put the bike back in just so I can see where his head would be. I think that's about right. I don't want his head to go like too high up. So he's just like kind of going like, he's like coming out, you know. I remember like a couple years ago in another stream or so, you dropped this color palette you work with so that other people can use it. And did you pick this all yourself? What ended up pick? What? Basically, I just kind of picked the colors myself, and then I applied a lookup table to them all, so they kind of like harmonized the colors. Now that's what I did, and then I chose those colors. I didn't really think too much about it. It really doesn't matter too much. I mean, it does matter, but I'm really like selective about adding a new color to my palette. Like if I'm gonna add a new color, it's gotta be like I really need to have it or something, you know? So I kind of added this like dark blue here, which I never had doing Animate interface. And it's just different. Like some people don't like have such a restrictive palette, you know? But for me, it just makes like decisions a lot easier because rather than me like, oh, what color is the bike gonna be, and having like fucking 400 colors, I just have like this selection and I have to just make a choice, you know? It makes things a little bit snappier. But then also it makes like my whole channel look consistent. Like there's some sort of color choice that's carries through everything, you know? Anyway, okay, I need to continue animating here. So maybe move his head up a little bit like this. And maybe I'll probably redraw it when it's like the final moment. Okay, where is his head? So this is video group 2. I'm just going to recall this head. 1, 2. So I'm at 30 frames a second. That means if I double them, it's 15 frames a second, which is my standard. This comp is in After Effects is 30 frames a second, so that's why I'm... Because the wheel, it's because of the wheel. Because usually I do everything in 15 frames a second, but the wheel just like wasn't looking like it was like rotating fast enough. So I decided to make it 30 frames a second. And that means everything has to be 30 frames a second. But usually most of my animation is at 15 frames a second. Data disk, I mean, I don't really have advice anymore for the algorithm because, I mean, when I started my channel, yes, I would do things for the algorithm. I would make memes, you know, and I would try to post them at optimal times a day and stuff. These days, I just don't give a shit because, well, unfortunately, I mean, fortunately enough for me, my channel is large enough that it's, you know, there's people looking out for it and stuff, but the algorithm has always been shit for my channel, like on YouTube, so I just don't focus on it anymore. I just focus on making really good art, and I think if you just focus on making really, really good art, you're gonna get a fan base regardless of the algorithm. So try to, you know, post on social media like every other day, just something what you're doing, whatever. Make sure it's polished though, whatever you put up there. Don't just put like random crap. And that's all I can really say anymore, you know. There used to be like subreddits and like that on Reddit where you could post stuff like YouTube Haiku. I would suggest people do that, but that was like 9 years ago or like 8 years ago, and those places are all dead now. I have no idea what to do. If you're starting out now, just make shorts, I guess, but even then it's like, it's hard. But I mean, basically look at like what Joe Kappa did, okay? So go to his YouTube channel. He made hilarious short animations, and they were so good that it blew up in the algorithm. So that's I just just do that basically. And he also makes shorts and he puts them on Instagram. And the same thing they did so well. His account blew up, and then they got his show made on Adult Swim. So just follow that. It's really not. I don't think it's that complicated. You just have to focus on your art and actually making sure it's good and funny and stuff, and or interesting. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of times people say they're struggling with the algorithm and stuff, and they've been posting and this and that, but then you go to their page and you look at their artwork, and there's a reason why it hasn't blown up. It's usually because it's too much. Like, there's too much shit going on. It's hard for, like, you have to simplify your ideas. Too many things, too many images, too many drawings all over the place. It's confusing to look at. Simplify your artwork. Secondly, sometimes it's just not good. Like, the writing is ridiculously long, like paragraphs and paragraphs, like if you're doing an animated series. And so I posted a tips for artists, online creatives, and I'll post a link into this right now. It's on Substack. I don't know why I made like a Substack and I posted it there because I don't know where else to post this shit. It's free, obviously. Umami's 15 tips for digital creators, right here. I'm gonna post it in the description, in the chat, so you can read this. Copy and pasting does not work in OBS, and that drives me insane. So I'm gonna type it out. Hold on. Substack.com/home/p/1882949. There, I think that should work. And I think probably the most important thing there is that you need to be critical of your own work. And like, I'm saying that seriously, like, you need to really look at your stuff and be like, what is working, what's not working. And people sometimes the artists that you see out there that are just constantly putting stuff out there but they're not really improving, it's because they're not sitting down and really being real with themselves about what's working and what's not working and improving it. And that's all I can say is you have to be self-critical, because people aren't going to really be critical enough for you. I mean, sometimes you'll get some good pieces of advice out there on the internet, but these days advice or criticism is like looked upon as being negative. And it is a negative thing, sure, but it's also usually people are giving you these thoughts because they care enough about your artwork that they want to see it improve. If they didn't give a shit, they wouldn't care. They would just move on with their lives, And I find that anytime I try to give some sort of critical advice about anything on Twitter or whatever, some people lose their minds, like it's like I'm an evil person or something, And so I don't really do that anymore. I just fucking make my own artwork. I don't care anymore. I drew up my drawings in the morning, and then So that's all I gotta say about that. DW, the thing is, like, the you don't want to paralyze yourself by being too self-critical, and so you have to also tell yourself it doesn't really fucking matter whatever you're doing. You're just drawing pictures. It's not like you're doing, like, lung surgery or something. So if you put something out there, it doesn't work, it's not like it's the end of the world. But you still need to be critical enough that you want to see that there's improvement. But realistically, even sometimes I get paralyzed when I make safe mode, because I'm like thinking to myself, the writing is not good enough or whatever, and that's why it takes me so long, because I'm going over things over and over again. and I can't figure out what the next move should be. And eventually, you just have to kind of be like, you know what? It doesn't matter that much. It's gonna be good. People are gonna like it, and stop fucking worrying about it too much. Just get it out there. Otherwise, you're gonna just never make anything. Okay, so I think it should move back a little bit here. So it goes back. Okay, now I get. Let's add another frame here. I'm gonna redraw the arms too, so it doesn't look like his shoulders don't move, because it looks really bad right now. But it will look sort of better later, hopefully. Oh yeah, and I guess his head would not go back so much. It would probably go this way. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you go back in the chat, I just posted a link to my advice for young creators, so I can't. Let me see if I can copy it now that it's within the software. Of course, it like copies it, and then it like puts it like the ... like it doesn't copy the actual text. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do this. I gotta focus on my art. I gotta focus on drawing. So Photoshop, I think Photoshop is worth the price. But there's probably cheaper, better software out there that's, you know. I tried using Clip Studio Paint, and it's like, I don't know why it's like so complicated to do the most basic shit. I got so frustrated with it. I was like, no, I'm just gonna use Photoshop. But apparently it's like an amazing software if you want to learn it. I just don't want to. I don't want it. I just don't have the time. This is my Photoshop. I draw things and I put them in cells and I move them around. That's all I care about. Like just importing a PNG sequence was like a nightmare. So I was like, this is not gonna happen. I'm just gonna stick to what works for me. Okay, so there's his head, and it goes up, and so now I can draw his arms. So this is like something I would usually give to Allie, my animator, but she is unavailable for a couple months, so I'm going to have to do most of this for myself, because and it's going to take me forever basically. So let's see here. Maybe I might be able to do like one arm movement where I don't have to redraw it. that's his body. Might have to redraw that too, actually. But let's say, okay, so the next frame, maybe he doesn't move his arms right away. He's just moving his head for now, and then he moves his arm up just a bit here. I'm gonna have to redraw his arm now. This shot is like needlessly complicated. I usually don't do things like this. I don't even know if it's going to look good in the end, but I'll just try my best. So his arm would, if he's getting up, that means his arms would retract a little bit, I think. And so his elbow would move up, and then this part would get shorter. I think. I mean, I don't know. It's going to look all fucked up. It's going to look wrong, probably. It's going to be he's going to get up. You know what I should do is, rather than do that, let's just take the drawing I made and just warp it, and then I'll redraw it, because when I warp it, it doesn't look right. I'm gonna have to fix his body too. This is so bad. Mr. G's, thank you. That's where I'm from, Halifax originally, anyway. When's the goal to release this date on this episode? It's gonna take a while. It's gonna be like probably half a year. This episode has a lot of action in it, so it's not like super dialogue heavy, which usually makes it easier to release stuff. Noise, thank you. What do you think of the smiling friends? It's hilarious and disturbing all at once. I don't really have anything else to say about it, really. I just think it's really well done and funny. I watch a lot of clips on YouTube when they come out. It's probably one of the better shows being released, like cartoons. I think it's probably maybe the best. And then I also like Haha You Clowns by Joe Kappa, so those are the two of my favorites right now. I haven't really been paying attention to anything else, really. So his body needs to be redrawn, I think. It's looking too weird right now. Oh, I got some news, by the way. I designed a mechanical keyboard and with this company, and I'm gonna be selling them soon, like Boxing Day. I think I'm gonna do a video that comes out, and every single keycap I designed myself. It's extremely colorful, and yeah, so that's what I've been working on for merch, actually. It's this new kind of mechanical keyboard. That's all I'm gonna say, really. I don't want to like give any more details about it, but it should be. You'll see it on my channel soon enough. There's gonna be a white version, and then there's gonna be like a version that's made out of wood. Like the base of it is made out of wood, and the keycaps are plastic. The wood version is going to be pretty expensive, but the white version will be like the price of like a mechanical keyboard, which is kind of expensive on its own, but at least it's like within the range. So that's going to be kind of cool to see. It's super colorful. I can't wait for it to like show you guys it. I don't want to like put it out there too soon because I haven't really talked about it. Just on Twitter I was saying that I was working on one, and it took me like a month and a half to like design all the parts for it, so maybe like a month, and then like a bunch of revisions. So that took a while, but I'm not doing anything else in terms of merch. I'm just working on the web series, which is time consuming enough on its own. This guy's posture's all fucked up. He's just trying his best, I guess. Whatever. Hopefully if I spend a couple more days on this, it'll look a lot better. Yeah, the wooden one's gonna be like $400, unfortunately. It's I don't know how many people are gonna order that, but that's basically the cost for those. Who knows? We'll see. There might be a giveaway too, so who knows? Someone might win one, but we'll see. So that's looking okay for now. I can fix it later more if I need to. What's your favorite book? You know, I don't really have like a favorite book anymore. I used to read a ton, and then this past summer or two I've been trying to get back into reading more, and I read a couple books, but I try to get halfway. I was reading a bunch of like learn more about him and read some of his books, and I read For Whom the Bell Tolls. I didn't finish it though. I'm still like trying to get through it, but it's been like, I don't know what it is. I got like 80% of the way through and I just stopped reading it. And then I read his other one called To Have or Have Not, which that was pretty short, and that was pretty good. I like that one. And then I think I read another one too. I just can't remember the name. So anyway, Norm Macdonald wrote this like comedy biography about himself. It's not really true, or it's based on half-truths or whatever. I read that in like 2 days, like so quickly. I thought it was really enjoyable and funny, so I recommend that one. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember the name. It's written by Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald autobiography, whatever you call it. I'm not really like a huge book reader anymore, so I'm not like the best person to ask for book recommendations. Dude, his body's so messed up looking. I'm just hoping, like, when you see the, you're not really gonna notice how much is wrong with this shot, but maybe his arm needs to be a little bit bigger here. You know, I've been animating for like 7 years, and still I'm not that good at drawing. So when I actually draw something and it looks good, I'm like surprised with myself. It doesn't matter though. That's kind of how my style is. Just kind of fucked up looking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like it seems to me like the economy is like going in the tank right now. Like just jobs and stuff are going out the window. So. I don't know. It's a hard time, and I've been like selling hoodies and stuff, and like a lot of them are like getting lost in the mail. I'm just like losing my mind. He needs like a neck, basically. Damn it. It also sucks when I draw things on the wrong fucking layer. Let's try that again. I hope I don't get too much flack for selling $400 keyboards, but unfortunately that's just the cost of things these days. Everything has gone up like crazy. Hoodies, tariffs have increased the prices of things, even just for things that are like within the United States, because they have to be imported first. Like merch stores and stuff, and clothing stores like the Gap, and they're selling like blank sweaters for like $150. So my prices for clothing are still reasonable, you know. But there's not much I can do about keyboards. That's going to be quite expensive. Just how the cost of things, I guess. Custom things, you know, are expensive in the first place. But hey, do you ever use Blender for any of your animation, or does Photoshop have tools? I don't use Blender. It's not 3D is not my specialty, and I used to get into it. I used to do Cinema 4D stuff, and then I stopped it because I was not enjoying it at all. So now I don't do any 3D stuff. I just draw things basically. I mean, maybe like on a rare occasion I'll do something in 3D because I really need to, but. Okay. Maybe his head's a little bit too high now. I basically just need him to peek his head out. You know, sometimes this arm is causing some problems. What about my shredder? Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Okay. So ever since I started going to the gym, I've gotten like slightly better at figuring out where like muscles go, because you have to like kind of know what muscles are if you're taking the gym seriously. That's the one thing that took me a while, was like figuring out all these different muscle groups. But basically, it doesn't really make any difference in this particular drawing. You because he just looks like a noodle man anyway, but trying to, like, you know, like this muscle here sticks out a little bit, the bronchial radialis, whatever, or his triceps. But this is not a really good example because it's not really drawn properly in the first place. It's just, I'm just kind of like hacking it together so I can have this shot where he just sticks his head out. His side delts though, right here, I'm trying to draw them kind of more like circular, you know, like his shoulders. Well, they're not his shoulders; they're his side delts. So there's a little bit of a roundness here, so it like sticks out a bit. So I do that. Now if I select the red and I just add the shadows here, it's going to look a little bit better. And there we go. It's not so bad. I don't know what's going on with his back arm here though. Raise it up a bit. What other games are you playing, Mammy? I'm also playing that Mad Max game for just like for a little bit if I'm on the couch bored. It's it was like $5 like a week ago, so I don't know if it's on sale anymore, but it was super cheap, and I think it's like pretty well done, honestly. Like a lot of little details and animations and stuff. It's kind of fun too. They did a really good job with that for something like that. No, what's going on here? This will give me a better idea of where. taking me forever. Okay, so his arm kind of like, it kind of rotates backwards, I guess. I think that makes sense, sort of. It like goes behind his back, maybe. Like he's like looking up and he's like looking to the side or whatever. I might draw another frame, last frame of his face where his head just tilts a little bit, so it looks a little bit more, less like I just basically move the position of it. Okay, so this needs to be bigger down here. Shoulder. Like some of these frames you're only going to see for like a millisecond anyway, so it's not like perfect. It's not really doesn't matter too much as long as the first and last frame looks decent, you know. Yeah, that Mitch Driven one, that was like a while ago, man. I made that like 7 years ago. It's crazy. Man, it's wild to me that like McDonald's would come out with like an AI commercial after everyone has basically made it pretty clear how much they hate AI. And then they still come out with a commercial that's like made with AI. And then they act surprised. It's like, did they do it on purpose because there's controversy there? I don't think so, but... Dude, it's got yogurt on my shirt. Fuck. Okay. Alright, I think I need to take a break, guys. Maybe stop because, yeah, I mean, this was not so bad, I guess. I need to take a break and look at it again later and then fix it. Sometimes you just need to like stop and then give your brain a rest, you know? You just keep doing something without like doing that, you can kind of just waste a lot of time making something that doesn't look right. But I think that's what I'm going to say for now. That's what I did right now for this stream. It's not really much. It was a little bit of a movement there. You can see why this takes me so long to animate, because that's like one section of one animation. But basically the shot comes in like this, and then he's going to get up and look. Yeah. Alright everyone, thanks for hanging out with me today. I got like yogurt on my face. Yeah, alright everyone, have a good holiday Christmas break. Happy New Year. I don't know if I'm going to stream again before the end of the year, but maybe. Herb, thanks. Yeah, alright everyone, take care, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.